That ain't my problem. Fuck yourself. Go somewhere else.
But the thing is, they're not even the only game for comedy because the casinos bring in acts all the time.
All the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
They do.
Shit it all on. Who?
They're the only comedy billboards I see is when the casino.
I haven't seen it.
Margaritaville.
I was about to say, shit, when you were talking about how billboards work, I was like, I remember riding down 49. I was like, damn, Sinbad coming to Shreveport.
Yeah.
But that was, I remember that. I mean, hell, the last billboard I remember of an act coming, obviously, it was pre-COVID, was like Keith Sweat or something. He may have canceled. Fuck,
Thomas Katz came in too.
What?
Yeah.
No, I saw that billboard.
Yeah.
They always got some shit going on for Horseshoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, it's always something going on.
Man,
like,
can you believe that other one is fucking selling all their shit? Yeah.
I can because it went out of business when it was Isla Capri.
Yeah. It's shit. It
like
almost,
there's something about
almost
that
didn't make
location.
it up here.
I don't know what
it got to be that location.
Yeah, because it's just out of the way enough to where people are like, I'll just go to Horseshoe or I'll just go to El Dorado.
Well,
like,
I mean,
I'm gonna go all the way to Louisiana down.
Yeah.
Like you could literally walk from Boomtown to Diamond Jacks. It's like right there.
I'm gonna drive to Shreveport. I go to Oklahoma.
Just cross the bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Oklahoma.
Yeah, they got legal weed there anyway. So
I think
that's the best place to gamble.
Man, I never got to experience any of the comedy shows at the casinos. I was never part. I only remember.
What we had at Sam's Town, I mean, it was alright, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I heard about it.
It ain't no more than what we were. Well, no, it started off real good.
Yeah,
it started off real good, and then
the problem is like that. The problem that the Sam's Town show had is like it was a very, very loose structure. There were a lot of comics all in one night, and it didn't really feel like it was like it. It felt they were trying to, because they did bring in some acts for that show, but it was like they were trying to combine an open mic and a showcase feel, and it really exhausted the crowd because I mean it would go on for like 3 hours. And which is what they wanted, because like they wanted to keep people there, go out, gamble, and like have something there for people to enjoy. But I mean that like so. But again, it was a lot of the same comics coming through over and over, and that does exhaust the crowd. And everybody like every single time that happens, because it happens every single time that we have an open mic, where the crowd eventually like the crowd kind of ebbs and flows. And the main reason that happens is again we can't come up with brand new 20-minute sets every week. Yeah. Nobody can do that.
There is enough of us though that we can keep it fresh every 3 weeks.
If certain people don't go up on stage for certain times.
And see the thing about it was, okay.
Excuse me.
It was like every Thursday. Oh. It was like every Thursday. So let's say the first Thursday is you, me, and David. Next, and you want a quality show. So it's you, me, David. Next week you got Glenn, Munch, and Preload. The week after that you got Unmasked, Tony,
Molly.
Okay, cool. Like somebody might end up dropping out of one of them shows, so you fill it in. And then we had other people, I guess, that whoever was the booker at first was just like, this person does comedy. And they don't really do comedy. They just be coming to open mic. And this is my personal opinion. They there. They're not progressing.
Right.
They just a spot filler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I see a spot filler one day, and then next week I come and I see a spot filler again, and they're not good, and then the 2 weeks later I come and the same 2 spot fillers I saw are now on the same show. No, hell no. Right. I don't want. And it's free, so I ain't got. Oh hell no. Yeah. I mean, I can come if I want to and keep going to go do something else. Nah.
Well, I mean, based on what you just said, it sounds like we need 9 comics for 3 weeks, and probably 12 comics would work, and then you can kind of.
So that also goes back to what David says, like.
And that's also doing it every week.
Yeah, I was like, it goes like.
But if we did it, say every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, there is a way to keep it fresh.
Yeah, there are ways to keep it fresh, because like I said, we have contacts in the Lafayette comedy community, over there in the Monroe, New Orleans, Dallas, like. We have contacts over there to where, and it's not that long of a drive where we can just be like, hey, you want to come in, do a night. The problem is like that also costs money to bring somebody in. Yeah. And a lot of.
Yeah, and that's the kind of information I'm going to have to start finding out.
Because and a lot of thing is there's a weird, it's not just like people that do shows, people that want to do shows. The psychological conditioning is, I watch comedy for free on Netflix. I shouldn't have to pay for it to come here and perform live for me. And like trying to get them to pay for comedy is very, very difficult.
Without
comics
big
in.
names
Yeah,
that they're wanting to see.
Because like I said, it's without big names, you don't get big draws.
Yep.
So it's a weird.
Bruh Band from Martin, the TV show Martin, still brings in people because they know him as Bruh Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I mean, he came like 2 times that year. Like,
it's so fun. It's so weird you bring him up. I wondered. We were looking up. Is it Brahim? The what was it? My son had to do a history thing.
And Brahman is now history. I guess it's like
what happened?
Braham, B-R-A-H, B-R-A, a member of the highest Hindu castle, that of the priesthood. Brahim. Well, when I looked that up, it's B-R-A-H-M-A-N, Brahman. I wonder if that's how he got his name, because he was trying to be biblical and shit.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Just bra. It's weird. Like I said, it's weird you brought it up because
just bra.
Just bra, man.
Bra,
yeah.
Man. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, like, you know, in a venue of 150 people, he might not pack it out, but he gonna bring about 85 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If he brings 85 people, then you got 2 solid performers on there, or at least 1 solid performer that's like, oh, I hadn't seen him in a while. Boom, there's another 10, 15 people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to figure out a way to make this shit work here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had a good time the other night. Now, if we can do it again and get better, if not equal results, and hey, if you want to come see the next one and give it another shot, come on, lady.
Yeah, but the key thing to remember about when you do live stand-up comedy, because people can get comedy anywhere. You can get it on fucking TikTok at this point.
Yeah.
But the key thing to live comedy, the thing that keeps comedy club doors open, it's what kept the Funny Bone open before it, got snorted up. But the thing that keeps comedy clubs
I did that
open,
last show.
Yeah.
I did the last show.
Oh, no, I was there 2 weeks before the last show, and they told me to come back 2 weeks later.
And then it was gone.
And then it was gone. There wasn't even copper wire in those fucking walls. But the key thing to remember about, and if you own a music venue, this 100% applies too. People go there for an experience.
Yep.
That means when people go and they pay for an experience, nothing can be lacking. The comedy has to be on point. The food has to be on point. The service has to be Johnny on the spot. And the drinks have to make people feel like they getting good shit.
Right.
It's an experience that you're selling. You're not just selling comedy.
Well, what happens if you take that cover charge out of it? Like we didn't have a cover.
The cover charge serves an important thing because it makes people value the show.
And it pays the comics too, I guess.
That as well. But I feel like just because I let you get this free show don't mean I get to treat you like shit because it's free.
No. I was just curious if that helped, like, with I guess maybe the expectation of the customer.
The expectation now for open mics.
Anytime somebody's spending their money, they feel like I spent my I could have took this $5 somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know
well,
what
I'm just thinking like with what we're attempting to do, where we're attempting to do it. I don't think there's going to be a cover.
Open mics and paying for open mics.
For open mics, I think those should always be free.
Well, definitely open mics should be free.
Yeah. But for shows like real shows,
like what we just did, but instead of it being a competition like that, it's it's a showcase.
Yeah, showcase is absolutely like $5.
Do you think we should do a cover charge on the next show that we do?
$5, $10,
or do we do the first 10 or 15 of them better cover charge and we don't get paid for them?
The thing about that is, and this is just how I feel, if it's a restaurant, if they have certain closing hours, like let's say they close at like 8 o'clock. If they close at 9 o'clock, that means the show needs to start at 9:30, 10, somewhere around there.
Like we did.
So the people that are normally there, they get the opportunity to leave or whatever. And,
that way you get a crowd that's there just for comedy.
Yeah, so hey, you're here for comedy. And if the people that's already there decide to stay over, cool, no problem.
They buying drinks.
Yeah, right. Now that money don't go in your pocket, but
right.
It supports the venue and the venue
and the venue gonna be like, you know what? These people stayed, these 15 people stayed and we made $400 more.
Right.
Because
and that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, so are you saying charge a cover charge on the next one or don't?
Here would be a happy middle ground, just because we're still getting used, like something like a 2-drink minimum. Just, like I said, it's nice, it's easy, just be like, oh, by the way, if you're coming in here, the show is free, but you do have to buy at least 2 drinks.
Right, but let me ask you.
And see, the thing with the 2-drink minimum is, this is the crazy part about it, you still don't want to miss out on nothing. But you'll have to do a 2-drink minimum with no pay on your end for, a couple shows. So once they start making money, you be like, hey, the reason why y'all got this money is because so you need to take care of my guys that's making this work.
Yeah, I have no problem with not getting paid for anything that I'm doing because, again, I'm trying to figure out.
But it's about building it.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to do is, I mean.
So we can't just hop out the door talking about, oh, no, y'all need to give us this
money.
No.
Well, I mean, if we can get 3 or 4 successful shows at the Missing Link, then I guarantee we can get 3 or 4 successful shows at the Sandbar. And the Sandbar, I think we could even start trying to gear that open mic night type shit up. Because he did say that, he'd be willing to talk to us about doing something 5 days a fucking week.
That's
as many of those days as we want.
That's a whole lot. And that's a really big commitment in a city like this.
Well, but the thing is there is no commitment to that because all we have to do is just say, hey, we're going to do it or we're not. We get down there, nobody shows up, we leave. It doesn't cost us anything to try that.
But I'll tell you one thing.
But time.
This is what I'll say. There was a time after the Funny Bone closed, it was about a year and a half after the Funny Bone closed, where we did have 4 open mics a week in Shreveport.
Wow.
That shit was so unsustainable. And we crashed, burned, and fucking flamed out of that. I think we did it for like 6 months. And then like every venue but one was like, we can't do it.
At the Holiday Inn and shit like that.
It was Holiday Inn, Brass Monkey.
Brass Monkey.
God, where were the other fucking 2? There was one. It was a real hole in the wall fucking place.
I don't know.
Oh, Overtime.
Oh yeah. Overtime on Mansfield. Yeah. That shit didn't work out.
Yeah, that was
really bad.
I think
we did drive people out there because we did our roast shows over there, and our roast shows always got people out. But I can't remember but yeah, there was a time where we had 4 open mics going on a week in Shreveport, and even the comics burnt the fuck out on that.
That shit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think we need 4, but I mean, if we had an open mic night that was say a Wednesday and then a comedy night that was a Thursday.
Here's what I think would work.
Or every other week was
on Sunday.
Or I don't know. I don't think we can swing it for Sunday. He specifically said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday we got to be done by 9.
Yeah. Here's the thing that would work out best. At Missing Link, start building that up to be a absolute like pro show
where we have a following.
Yep.
That we can take somewhere.
Then move like absolute raw, say anything, fuck up anything you want, open mics at Sandbar, because Sandbar is built for us to say anything.
Yeah, Sandbar
is built. We could try and host a wet T-shirt contest down there.
Sandbar is where you can do all the shit that you can go to jail for there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I tell that joke I had to edit out.
Mm-hmm.
See if it.
Yeah, no, Sandbar, because we did have an open mic at Sandbar too, down in that dungeon, and like
that's the same spot he was talking about, all the way down in the back. Yeah,
that shit used to be fun and crazy down there, boy.
Yeah, no, it was a really fun and crazy show.
It was like a fight club with comedy.
We can't talk about it, right?
We talk about it.
First rule of Fight Club.
But it was no, like that was a really fun show. We just had a lot of trouble getting people there, and that's why, like, again, like post-COVID times, which hopefully we're heading into, is the time to like fucking strike while that's iron's hot.
Yeah, and I do
build something good.
Yeah, and I do think that there is obviously I think we're in a weird time because there's a lot of places that have closed and that aren't going to open back up.
Yeah,
and I think there's going to be spots for that, and we need to capitalize on it.
Yeah, like no matter what, comedy needs to come back in a big way, just because like the nature of comedy has really changed over the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Where like I mean, have you like I love the fuck out of Dave Chappelle, but you can't deny that when you watch Dave Chappelle now, it is blurring the line between comedy and sermon. and it is.
That's what
Well, I think it depends on what you're watching.
Yeah, I know, but like so many comics kind of are taking over this role as like a weird moral weight, and they specifically tell people we don't want to do that. This is not the fault of the comics. This is the fault of the audience.
Yeah.
Where like people are assigning moral weight to what they're saying.
Yeah, you can't say this because of this and this and that. Yeah, like,
and it's like no.
So now we just like, oh my God, let's.
Yeah, I mean, she would complain about Dallas saying faggot.
Yeah, and
I mean, you really can't say that. You can't say it though. You're not supposed to. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
I mean, they've deemed that one of those words you can't say, or you shouldn't say. But
when somebody says it, is it the end of the world?
It is. It's just like when Mark got up and told his joke. I love that joke, but I just feel like he excessively used that word. You know what I'm saying? And it's said so much in the joke that by the time he gets to the punchline of the joke,
you're numb to it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, like you supposed to use like when we talk about cursing.
It's a spice. It's meant to flavor.
Yeah. Like if something going on, like when they were dancing over there on the side, you know, I try to limit my cussing. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like that's when I'm like, oh, okay, cool, because you need to notice what the hell I just saw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those grabber words, and like
it's a spice. It's meant to be used just enough to make it good.
In a room full of white people, when you drop it, because you know some of them gonna know you're gonna say it. They know you're gonna say it, and then because when you're in a room full of white people, it's always gonna be a shock factor. It's always. It's gonna make some feel mad. It's gonna make some be like, "Who? I'm finally glad he said it," and you know.
And a lot of others uncomfortable.
Yeah, like we only talk like this at home.
Yeah. Can I laugh in front of you like that?
Right, like you know what I'm saying. And,
can somebody play some DMX in the background so I don't feel so?
Right, and so I like
Ninja.
I love that joke, and I told him I love that joke. I just think he uses it so much in the beginning that it takes away from the joke at the end.
Yeah,
but that's why I think like comedy needs to kind of reclaim its origin and just be like a true performance art, and again be the experience that people want when they come out, because like that's all live comedy is. Live comedy is about an experience when you go, because when you see that show, you're never going to see that show again. It's 100% original every single time, and that's kind of what I want to start filling it out.
When I started kind of marketing myself a little bit more, I used to always put hashtag the Wild Man Scoob experience, because like, and I learned that from people. I didn't come up with that by myself. I had people like, oh my God, I love coming to see you perform. You sing, you dance. It's just a whole thing. It's an experience I just love. And I was like, okay. After I heard that about 4 or 5 times, I'm like, okay. Well, this is what my show is like. We're going to sing, we're going to dance, we're going to have fun. I'm going to tell you about me smoking weed, and like, you know, this is what you expect in this experience. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to the massage parlor and not expect to get your dick sucked or something, right?
I never have.
It depends on the massage parlor.
Oh.
Some of them are like, here's the thing. If they got cucumber water, I don't expect to get my dick sucked.
Oh, no.
I heard if they had a neon open sign, that means they'll give you
definitely neon open sign. Hey, why anytime a building is taken over, they put those neon lights over? Like, it's like, okay, so...
Show your work here, sir. What are you talking about?
Okay, so we just had a couple Circle K's in my neighborhood. They used to be owned, I don't know who owned them beforehand, but they're definitely owned by...
a Patel now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And before then, everything was fine in the stores, but now they got like these neon lights all around the windows and stuff. Like, do they get them like for free or half off or something? Like, is that like, hey, you can't fuck with us when y'all come to tear the world up because we got these lights and we on y'all side? Is that something what that is?
No, I think it's just more of like, hey, here I am, come to my store. Hey, check me out.
I honestly think that they get them free for promotional gear and shit.
To.
Yeah, because like I said, they get so much shit, promotional shit, and bars get so much promotional shit too. Like it's just you
those
get a lot
neon
of
lights are fucking. Are you talking about like neon, like Bud Light, Miller Lite?
No, he's talking about the LED window frames.
Like they're like window frame. Like red,
that's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah,
those LED window frames are fucking cheap.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why?
It's
they
just
all
rolled
over-
tape.
Yeah.
The regular Circle K does not have that. Why?
Because it's owned by Circle K, and they're like, we're not doing all that shit. We're gonna put our money in advertising.
I don't know, man.
But no, like I said,
Man, something has bit me on my back, and this fucking pencil has come in handy tonight.
So have we talked about anything we planned on talking about? Was there a plan to talk about anything?
I don't think there was plan to talk. The only thing that I want to talk about was the complaint. That was all I had.
Yeah,
I
no,
wanted
and
to
like,
say, oh,
you know,
shit, did I
just
fuck up?
basically
No.
like talk to you about, you know, which is
Whatever.
kind of what we've done, just like comedy, viewing it as experience,
Okay, yeah.
like, and just like, because again, like whenever we bring like new performers on, you know, that we haven't had on before, like it's all about like, what is your perspective on the art that you do?
Man, listen here. So, you know, especially with COVID and everything, I never was the internet comedian guy. I never cared for it. I never cared to make skits or anything like that. I'm an old school, get in front of the mic, say what you got to say. If they laugh, they laugh. They don't, they don't.
The live experience
comedian.
comedian.
Like, now don't get me wrong. I like watching the shit. It's hilarious. I just don't think it's me. And I used to always be dead against that shit because, you know, when people think you funny, when they see something funny, they gonna think, hey, you need to do this. You need to do this.
My mom does that to me every day.
Like, oh man, you need. Like,
My mom will send me people's like acts and be like, you should do that.
Like,
and I'm like, do what?
Like,
do what? You should do this joke how they're doing it. And I'm like, that's their fucking joke. What are you talking about?
My grandmother.
Yeah, but you could do it. Probably do it better.
My grandmother still to this day. She was a
Love
big
you,
fan
Mom.
of Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
all of them have a catchphrase. You need a catchphrase.
Yeah, you need a catchphrase.
And I was
go
like,
fuck yourself. How's that, Grandma?
how's that?
you cannot tell it to
You cannot tell that to your grandmother.
My grandma's dead. I can say whatever the fuck I want to her. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I'm
Johnny's
sorry.
grandmother. I just
Oh, why'd you look down,
Somebody
man?
had to say it because she's in the dirt, right?
Yeah, I mean, she used to tell me stories. She'd come home with marks on her forehead. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And she'd be like, steering wheel rubbing my forehead. I'm like, what were you? And then years later, it's like, oh, my grandma was sucking somebody's dick on the ride home. Yeah, steering wheel mark on your forehead. How else are you going to get that?
Oh my god!
Not from driving.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh god damn, oh shit, I was not expecting.
Yeah, I was a kid. And I
I put that together 7 seconds after he said it. I was just like, oh man, if he doesn't know, I don't want to tell him.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
like,
I don't know.
because I'm still a bit like steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was she putting her head on the steering wheel? Like, god damn, I don't want to go.
It's
No.
you know
No.
like
That's not what
my
it was.
grandmother had like 6 kids, and you know you pray for immaculate conception, but you know that.
Yeah.
I actually had a joke about it, but like, of course they came home and had 7 kids. Like fucking Netflix didn't exist. They got home and they did nothing but grow corn and fuck. Like
Yeah,
that's how they built the nation. It's like, we're gonna grow corn and we're gonna fuck each other until there's 300 million of us.
Yeah. Until there's 300 million of us and we can use cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh,
My
man.
son has a cell phone.
How old is he?
Years old.
How many?
3.
Is it an active cell phone, like with cell service?
I could FaceTime him
You're
right
fucking
now.
insane, man.
I'm not paying for the shit. The
No,
child-
it doesn't
you know what?
matter. Yeah,
Technically,
no.
I am paying.
No,
for
I
the
mean,
shit.
yeah, I bet.
Child support is a motherfucker,
Yeah.
man.
Nah, hey, I don't. I guess I have child. I guess I make child support payments too.
Yeah, you
But they
kinda
live
do.
here?
I got to see him for the first time in over a year Sunday.
What the fuck? There's no way, son.
Son.
How was that?
I was so happy to see him. Man.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It was great. And then you seen my kid. He
looks just like you. Yeah,
Looks just like I
cut
just
right
shit him
off
out.
of your
Yeah.
ass, man.
Just shit
It's like
him
my
right out.
oldest. I got the same problem. I can't deny that little motherfucker if I wanted
Yeah,
to.
man. And I was just so happy to see him. And I like, I'm a big gangster, but I had to let a little thug tear out.
Yeah,
You
nah, it's
know
your
what I'm
boy,
saying?
man. Of course.
Yeah, so it was
It's your first two, right?
Yeah, that's
It's
my
one and only.
My first biological kid. I took care of one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Shit, but
I haven't, but-
yeah.
I've had some friends. I've had some friends that did that, and I'm like, hey man, that doesn't typically turn out good. Oh, it'll be fine this time. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah, it was pretty bad.
That sucks. I hate that for you.
It's all good, but man, like it was just good seeing him. I guess his mama's starting to come around.
Soften up a little bit.
I don't know what. The fuck
Hey
going
man, whatever it takes, right?
on. Well, I'm always a good guy. I'm just and what I hate about Louisiana is one reason why I'm excited about leaving. The law is so crazy. So and before then, I hadn't really got this. Before I hadn't seen them physically was the last child support case. I was literally sitting on the panel, and they was asking me these questions. I was like, ma'am, I don't give a fuck how much y'all got me paying. I just want to see my son. We were in custody court. I mean, we were in child support court. And in Louisiana, you can have child support court and you can have custody court. And in child support court, all they talk about is money. They don't give a fuck if you're living or whatever. They just want make sure you make these payments on time or we'll suspend your license and we can arrest you. And I was just like, ma'am, so y'all don't give a fuck that this woman done lied about not making no money, and I showed y'all she making money, and they was like, nope, we care about how much money you make and how much you're going to send this baby. And receipts don't mean shit, because I had receipts and everything of me taking care of my baby and sending money. They ain't give a fuck about none of that shit. So now we're about to start going to custody court, and I just found some information so I don't have to pay for it out of pocket.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah. So,
well, man, I wish you the best of luck to that.
yeah,
man.
I'm so grateful. I do not know what you're going through.
Man, you, listen here. Don't worry. You caught it early. You just gave my counselor a break. So
Yeah. No,
Shit. Preach on, brother. I'll edit whatever you want me to take out.
I 100% like that's as a comedian. I'm very surprised that I've managed to avoid divorce this long, because statistically I should have been divorced twice already. And the reason that I think that I have avoided it so long is that I show women the real me pretty early on.
Yeah.
And
they're like,
yeah, and I think that kind of gets them out of my hair pretty quick.
Well, we have the standing rule here that if she wants to divorce me or I want to divorce her, just go for it. But I'm coming with you. So, I mean,
we just gonna sign these papers.
Yeah,
and shit.
nah. If we got
we'll
divorced,
be roommates.
yeah, especially if we got divorced, nothing would change.
No.
We would just be divorced.
Yeah, well, you know, and y'all can fuck other people.
No, we probably wouldn't.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that could change.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not. You would be like, I'm gonna fuck everybody.
I'm gonna fuck everybody.
Yeah,
but
you
then,
want everybody.
oh wait, I got to go out and do stuff. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
no.
what you doing?
Are you kidding? You don't
Yeah.
gotta go out and do stuff anymore. Fucking random people has never been easier. Like it's all done digitally.
I'm 12 deep, man. I have no idea what all that shit's about.